My name is James Williams Jr., and this is part 4 of my Steve Harvey review show about where the Black Lives Matters and the police officer stuff. And like I said, the show was great. It wasn't long enough, and I hope in my other 2 videos I got some points to you. I'm not really sure if this is going to affect anybody. I'm not even sure if anybody's even going to watch this thing, to be honest with you. And I've gotten a lot of venting done. And the thing I must say, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. And I respect whatever you guys are going to write on these videos, and that's fine and dandy because, hey, I put it up here for that. I also put it up here so that people will acknowledge that I even exist. The thing with police training, it is nowhere as effective as it was in the 70s, in the 60s, in the 50s, and all the way back up into the 90s, where things weren't that bad. But now things are a little bit out of control, and it's on both ends. Cops are either wiser or overly cautious about certain things that need to be controlled, and some of them don't have the training or the aspect or the skills to correct or overcorrect or undercorrect or fix whatever the issue is. And unfortunately, on the receiving end, there have been a lot of black bodies taken. All right, there's a lot of black bodies that are just gone, you know. And I'm really blown away at how nothing is being accomplished, how there is no dialogue, how no one's got some kind of liaison, go between with the people and the police. And we need that. Every city, every state needs a liaison to go through people and police, because until we work this problem out, we're never going to solve it. And then it's the racial profiling, that's a big fucking issue. You know, I mean, uh, it won't be long before every city either is going to have martial law declared, where National Guard's going to get paid a lot because they're going to have to come in every city, in every state, and it's going to be a big fucking issue if we become a war and state era like Japan was way, way, way back in the day. We don't want that. As a member of the military, retired honorable discharge, I know we don't want that. No one wants to be stuck until everything has to be closed at 9 o'clock p.m. You can open up at 6 and hope to make up the difference. But if we go to martial law, no one's going to be getting a lot of sleep, and no one's going to be getting a lot of work. And the financial boom that this would cause would be really, really fucking bad. Because when I say boom, most people think a financial boom would be, yay, lots of money. No, 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 hell no. This would be a financial bad boom, because you're going to have to work less people. They're going to have to work less hours. Business dealings are going to go belly up real fucking fast. There's not going to be enough people who's going to be able to keep working at McDonald's to keep pushing burgers, because you're going to have to limit everything because of the damn attitudes of human beings. We don't want martial law. That wasn't touched on the show. So I thought I'd throw that in there, because the cops know that if this comes to martial law, the only people who are going to be on the streets are going to be cops. Period. 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. is going to be your work schedule. And that's pretty much the gist of it. So even if you work at a 7-Eleven, you probably have to shut that shit down. We have to find the communication. We have to. We have to find that communication step, because if we don't find that little step, we won't be able to make that big step. And we need to make that big step to stop all this violence on people. America right now is a hot mess of people of color getting killed by cops. People of color getting killed by black cops. It's just like another stab in the back. And people don't seem to get this. So I'm trying to make a point here with these videos. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to point out that everything is wrong. But there is a whole lot wrong. A whole lot. That needs to be righted. And it needs to be righted like a fucking sap. Is it going to happen? Probably. Is it going to happen fast enough? Hell no. Because there's been too much damn bloodshed for people to just sit there and try to talk. That's where the problem's going to start right there. With just attempting to talk is where it should begin, but you can't until everything dies down, because if you don't, I mean, no one wants to hear what the other person is saying. Everyone wants to be the head of the tribe, but no one wants to listen, so you can't make a tribe if there's too many chiefs. And the thing with everyone in this whole situation is that there's way too much happening with cops that don't have experience just gunning down people. And that's where it has to begin. They have to address, they have to start having accountability. They have to start having accountability for the lives taken. They have to start having accountability for the things that is really a big clusterfuck of issues. And I mean, I live 5 minutes from home, driving. You know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes walking, maybe 30 minutes because of my hip, and I have to walk uphill each time, going and coming. And the thing is, if we don't open up these channels, the only thing we're going to do is build walls until the floodgates happen. Once the floodgates run over, we have bigger issues to fry. And it's only going to get worse because no one's really making a communicative effort to put it into this shit. Everybody wants something, but nobody wants to compromise. Everybody wants this or that, but no one's willing to listen. So how can we fix the problem if no one's willing to sit on their hands and listen? Most of the people involved in things like this have head and ass syndrome. It's not something I made up, trust me. Head and ass syndrome shit might as well go ahead and be real because, if both parties have their heads up their ass, no one's going to really smell what the rock is cooking when it comes to this stuff that they need to address. They're just going to be smelling their own stank. So my advice to the cops and to all these life matter groups, shut the fuck up. Listen to each other. Get one person from each group to talk with police, or get a liaison officer from each group to all have one forum and sit down and just talk. Now, in this debate that you're going to have, take the time to listen, because that's where it all really kind of gets fucked up. Because a lot of people only hear what they want to hear. They don't hear what the people are actually saying. And this is where shit goes from heaven to hell in a heartbeat. If you don't listen, you can't address the problem. So both sides need to listen, and both sides need to speak. Apparently, that's too much like the right thing to do, because both sides don't really want to hear or speak, and no one can really tell what's disruptive from what's not, because someone's going to get arrested or someone's going to get shot. It's pretty much as simple as that, and no one really gives a damn. I think this will be my final video, because I'm running out of things to say about the situation, because the situation, in a nutshell, in one word, the situation is just straight fucking disgusting. The human race is better than this. We need to be better than this. We need to rise above this shit. We need to stop the racial profiling. We need to stop putting guns in the hands of rookies who have not been properly trained. We need to put 2 men in vehicles with body cams to protect the cops and to protect the criminals or the civilians or whatever you want to call us before we catch a bullet from each other. Body cams should be mandatory. It should be a government mandate that every cop in this country have a body cam. Everyone. Even the tribal cops. Everyone should have a body cam. Everyone. And this way, the problem's basically solved. Because if you know you're being watched, you're going to behave. I've said this in another part of this video, but I'm not sure which one it was. So, let me close out with that. As an actor, who you will never know, I know for a fact that in front of the camera, I have a job to do. Just to entertain you. Just to make you think for once before you act. When I'm making a kung fu movie, not like these rants that I'm doing, when I'm making a kung fu movie, my job is to entertain you. My job is to make you want to come and see more of that. When I'm talking to you, I'm hoping that I'm reaching you. I don't really care if you come back to watch more of these, because these are not why I'm here. This is voicing my opinion, and only my opinion. In some of my videos, are not for children. By any means necessary, they're not for children. Some of my videos make statements. Some of my videos offend people. Some of my videos piss you off. I've done my job if those are your reactions. But here's the reality of this whole clusterfuck of what's been going on in the world. If we don't take the time to listen, to get the viewpoints of every aspect, then we'll never know. And here's the thing on that. When you place your judgment, when you make a judgment call, when you weigh this in, make sure you think about it. And another thing before I close out, not everybody's moral compass works the same. You know, I strongly believe in belts for children. I don't mean like a clenched fist to beat their ass, not abuse. I don't support that shit. I do support the ass whooping. I do support turning a child over your knee and beating their ass. Now, some people will clearly say something about that on this video. They're like, man, we don't support ass whippings. We should talk things out with our children. Let me explain something that you need to know as a parent. They are children. You are the adult. You want them to be productive people in society? Then you need to guide them right. Let me tell you what timeout does before I end this video. Timeout, the T in timeout means think, which means you're giving them the opportunity to think of how they can get away with it the next time. This thing is called a belt. I got plenty of them. I got plenty of switches. I got plenty of belts. I've only been detained twice by handcuffs. I've never spent the night in lockup because I was raised properly and I know consequences of my actions. I've never been shot. I've had a red beam on my head from some jackass who I've never done anything to, but, red beams, that's some shit you need to think about. And I've been through the ringer at 43. I know right from wrong. If I don't know right from wrong by now, I truly am retarded. We need to have dialogue. We also need to understand that we need discipline. In an undisciplined hand, a gun is not a tool. It is an instrument of massive destruction. In a disciplined hand, the gun is a tool. A side note on that, though, it is still an instrument of mass destruction. So you have to think things through. We have to talk. We have to communicate. We have to find that silver lining that we all can agree on. We can all agree on one thing for sure. The cops need more training. I'm going to end it with that because I'm sure that these 4 videos is probably going to get some serious bad comments. So my name is James Wu Sr. and this is Company Having number 2. Be seeing you.